Sarah literally thinks she is going home later. That's the title of today's video from JCS Criminal Psychology.
Is this a police or medical?
My boyfriend is dead.
Okay, send the line for the fire department. Do not hang up.
Fire risk. Just tell me exactly what happened there.
My boyfriend and I were playing last night, and I put him in his case and we were playing, like kind of hide and seek kind of thing. So I fell asleep, and I woke up, and he was dead in the suitcase, so I don't know what happened.
Okay, so you put your boyfriend in a suitcase and then forgot he was in the suitcase?
I don't know about that.
Okay, we're off to a hot start.
This is 42-year-old Sarah Boone, who you just heard on the 911 call a few seconds ago. Her boyfriend was 42-year-old George Torres Jr., who she locked inside a suitcase the night before, ultimately leading to him dying of suffocation. Sarah's explanation is that it was a totally unintentional and unforeseen accident, but what she's completely unaware of at this particular moment is the fact she recorded 2 videos on her phone last night.
If any of y'all have watched my channel before, what are the first 2 rules of the channel? 1, don't do anything illegal. 2, if you're going to do something illegal, which you shouldn't do, don't record yourself doing it.
The first of which was taken at 11:12 p.m. and shows her laughing at George while he's zipped up in the suitcase. But George isn't laughing. He's asking to be let out and repeatedly stating that he can't breathe. The second video was recorded 11 minutes later, showing the same thing.
There's a lot to digest here, but already, if based on what the narrator says is true, Sarah is already probably guilty. It's just, what is she guilty of? Is she guilty of manslaughter, which doesn't require intent to kill, but rather reckless disregard for human life? Because I could argue that if you stuff somebody in a suitcase and you lock them in there and they're literally telling you they can't breathe, you are being reckless by not letting them out. Or did she intend to suffocate him, in which case it would be murder?
So he decided to get in the suitcase. So I thought it would be funny to, and he was laughing about it too, to dip him up in there. I go upstairs and fell asleep.
Okay, I am not trying to advocate for Sarah. However, if you find yourself being questioned by the police, the best thing you can do is zip it. Just as a general principle, you should not talk. You should request a lawyer. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
After you zipped them up, did you move the bag around and mess with them at all, or you just zipped it up and walked away
And I
laughing?
both were laughing about it, but I went upstairs and I fell asleep.
Okay.
Sarah stayed with her ex-husband, then showed up at the sheriff's office the next day at 3:51 p.m. with an entire handwritten page of questions.
In addition to not answering any questions from the police, you should not ask any questions to the police because they're just going to get you talking. Dude, this is crazy.
So obviously, he received his autopsy. So I'm going to read you your rights again because we have to talk about that.
They are giving her the Miranda warning now because she is clearly being detained. She doesn't know it yet, but she is not free to leave. And therefore, they want to make sure that there are no evidentiary issues if they get Sarah to talk after this moment.
And do you understand what I just read you? Yes. Perfect. Okay.
Sarah has no idea what just happened.
This morning we went to his autopsy, and we were informed of some injuries that he has by the doctor. So he had some injuries to his left shoulder. He had a cut near his lip. We could see his mouth was a little
I haven't laid a hand on him.
The investigator details further injuries, including a contusion on his neck.
I have no idea. We had a good day. It was a good day. We've had good days lately.
Yeah, he said a month ago he hit you with a curtain rod.
Yeah, with a curtain rod. That's why I can't believe you guys didn't take that either. We've been good. I don't know if, it's...
What do you mean by good? What's your definition of good?
I've been good. I don't think you all understand. He comes at me all the time. He comes at me. It's either I flee or try to go upstairs and go to sleep. That's usually what it is. And I don't know if you talk to Brian about any of that, but most of the time when I flee, I go over there. So...
Sarah is detailing possible motives for retaliation. Routine procedure would be to keep her train of thought locked on this element, provide encouragement and understanding while inquiring further into the suspect's grievances with the victim. The only problem is that the lead interrogator, really, really doesn't like Sarah, and abandons the task of pretending to, which makes this a significantly flawed, yet remarkably entertaining process to bear witness.
Right, but you're saying that you...
This is hilarious because JCS Criminal Psychology is trying to give critiques on the investigator, and I'm trying to give critiques on the suspect. Her job is to get her to talk. This is her job. My job is just to pontificate about people's rights. And as a whole, your rights are better served by just not talking in general.
Just stop talking.
Regardless if you're Sarah or if you're somebody else.
She somehow transitions into the principle of how she doesn't normally drink, and it's kind of only because of George that she drinks at all.
The occasional wine, whatever, or if it's a weekend, that's when you have a good time.
Yes, the classic excuse of, I had alcohol, so therefore I shouldn't be responsible for what I did. It's not gonna work.
Have you guys ever played you said you played hide and seek like probably 3 times in your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
When you have played, have you ever zipped him up in a suitcase prior?
No.
Okay. Okay, so do you remember making any videos or maybe having any photos, videos that you remember doing on your phone on Sunday? No?
I think I took a picture of a dog.
Okay. So I have something that I want to show you that we found. It was from your phone. Can you see it?
No, I don't remember that.
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me.
Your battery's about to die.
Shut it down.
Oh.
Did y'all hear that? I think what was said in the video was, this is for everything you've ever done to me.
Do I have to watch this?
You don't have to watch anything, but they're going to use this evidence against you.
You can either explain it or we take it for what it is.
Yeah. We're just trying to give you the opportunity to tell us what's going on. That's it.
I don't want to watch it, please.
Okay.
Guys, this is killing me right now.
So this image, it's upside down, and then this small video that occurred 11 minutes later, it's flipped over the other way. Now he's obviously still in there. So he didn't, how did it go from the back to the front?
I flipped it.
Okay.
My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep.
Well, that's what you did.
Yeah.
But not intentional.
So just because Sarah doesn't say that she didn't intentionally go to sleep and therefore cause this individual's death, doesn't mean we have to take her at her word. If we look at the evidence and we look at the circumstances, we can infer that there might have been some intent to kill him.
Why didn't you let him out?
Were you punishing him?
No. Just...
Well, that's what you're saying in the video.
This is what you got. This is what you make me feel like.
See, and then it's all backfired on me.
It backfired on you because he's dead. He's dead. He's dead. Of course it backfired on you.
I have one last question. You realize you're the person that killed him, right?
I thought about that.
Okay, you left him in a bag when he's begging you, saying, I can't breathe, let me out, and you said,
You chew.
Not intentionally.
You got up, and you went up to bed.
I did not intentionally kill him.
I got you on video screaming,
You chew.
and then you flipped the bag around several times.
I didn't do that intentionally.
How did it go from the back to the front?
I flipped it.
Okay.
You didn't intentionally flip the bag around?
No, why would I do that?
I don't know. Maybe because you wanted to punish him and maybe do some light murder?
These kids today with their texting and murder.
Look, y'all, here's an important lesson. I'm not saying that knowing your rights and enforcing your rights is foolproof, because if you did it and they have this kind of video evidence, I don't know how much it would truly help Sarah in this instance, but...
And then Sarah brings out her list of questions.
So, am I getting my phone back? No.
Not today.
Sarah, you are not going to be leaving the police station.
What's next? What do I need to, do I need to be doing something, or,
You need to be hiring a lawyer.
Okay, Sarah. So, you're not free to go.
This comment seriously puts Sarah on edge, but she still won't quite be fully aware of what's happening. This is coupled with the fact the investigators now try to get a solemn declaration out of her to close out the interrogation.
Oh, do you promise everything you told us was the truth? Everything we've talked about today?
Yes. What do you mean?
The investigator explains that it's just protocol.
This is actually very interesting. This declaration actually has no real bearing on anything. They're just trying to use psychology against Sarah. So for you who is watching at home, if you ever find yourself being interrogated by the police and they say things like this, zip it!
All right, do me a favor, stand up. I need you to turn around, face the wall.
Why is this happening?
Because George is dead.
She was charged with second-degree murder and held without bond. She's been in the county jail since, with a trial date set for April 10th of this year. She's currently working with her 7th attorney. 6 have already filed motions to get the f*** out of there, and all of them cited the same...
The commentary. Okay, so what did we learn today? Don't do anything illegal. Don't put your significant other in a suitcase. If you do put your significant other in the suitcase, you probably shouldn't film it. And then also, more appropriately for this channel, if you find yourself being interrogated by the police, the best thing you can do is zip it and ask for a lawyer and know your rights. All right, that's it for today's video. Check out our other videos here. Bye.
Big verdict.